session. These are the topics for today: data provider, priority, parameterization, and include and excluding the particular methods. Yeah, I will cover up that one. Don't worry about that thing. Softer session and harder session. I will cover up in framework. Like we have everything planned. Okay, so just for that, but we have that actions class left too. I remember all the things. Those part are left. Don't worry about that. Okay. So data provider annotation. What are these? This is one more kind of annotation which help helps to get the data from the any test base or any Excel, any database. Okay, so I will explain it through a class only, and then that Excel data is already covered, so that will be your assignment. So how you can do that? Just need array list for that. Okay, so you can start merging the concepts with each other. In case you have any issue, then you can ask. mm, Priority, parameterization, and data provider. Okay, let's start with this data provider. Data provider example. Just create a package first. We have one annotation called data provider. So what happens? Suppose we have multiple scenarios, multiple username and passwords, and we want to login into system, and we know that suppose we have a form, and if we want to test that form username and password login is working properly or not, and we have multiple kind of users, then we can use this data provider annotations. Okay, so it depends on, sorry. Oh, okay, sure, sir. Let me delete it. Data provider example. Okay, so suppose we have to log in into multiple with the multiple username and password, and we know that if you want to test a login system, then we have multiple correct user and incorrect user name and passwords. So for that kind of requirement, we use this data provider annotation. Okay, so here I will use this data provider. You can merge it with your Excel concept Excel is already covered. Okay, so you just start merging the concepts. Even you can think of your assignment by your own, but still we are giving that you can practice for those also. And we will name this provide data. So this method will have some data. This method will be providing data to the method which requires it. Okay, so provide even okay data. Okay, and this one. So this is the data provider annotation. So what I am going to do, I am going to create a my two-dimension array. We can say it multi-dimensional array. So we have covered in our Java session. So if in case you missed, then you just want those recording. String for this is two-dimension array. As of now, we can say it, but there is no such concept of two-dimension array. Only single and multi-dimension. Okay, we normally use that. But people say single dimension and two dimension, then multi-dimension. That is never a concept. Okay, string username and password. Okay, is equal to new string. How many now? If you have attended my Java session, then you know that what this means. Three sets of username and password, and each set have two values. What does it mean? This is not a dimensional array. This is array inside a array. So three indexes will be created, and each index will have two internal indexes around it. So there is a three sets of username and password, and each set have two values. So now if you, in case you have not practiced all those, you can watch those previous recordings of Java session. Okay, so user, I will give the first set user. Now at that time I already said that whatever we are covering we'll use that. So username, this zeroth index is the username. Okay, suppose user 1 and user pass, this is the first index, this is the password. Username and password for user 1. Okay, and then I will copy this and paste here. And this is user 2, user 2, user 3 and user 3. You can see 0 0 0 1, and this is the first index username and first index password. Okay, this is the third user, second index is starting from 0, username and password for first user, username and password for second user, username and password for third user. Okay, now this is the data that I need to get. Okay, as of now this data is hard coded, but you know the concept of Excel sheet. You will get the data in form of uh, from Excel sheet, and you will store in form of this, like this. Okay, you, if you don't know how many users name and password are there, then you can use array list as well. So as per the requirement you will go for that. Now I will test data provider is equal to method name will be this. Okay, this is the syntax, so don't worry about that. Import this one and void get get logins. See how many values are here? Two. Username and password. Okay, each set has two values, username and password, username and password. So you, and what for? String. Okay, so we will name here string username. Two variables you have to pass like that, username and password. Okay, so this is how it works. Like, this is the data provider, it will provide data to this method get login. Okay, and how this method will know that it has to get data from which method? That you method name you have passed here, this provide data. Okay, so and values, how you will decide how many variables need to be declared here. Like, first of all you need to check number of values in each set, two. Okay, so two variables you have to pass, and what kind of variable, the which kind of array is this? String. So string variable you have to get here. This is so simple. Once you will practice, then you will get to know it. Okay, and just you can print sys out, remove this ln. I'm removing this so that username and password will be printed in same line. Username plus, I'm giving a space, password. Okay, so I will run it. You can check. Oh, yeah, I'm looking for that. Yeah, that I can see, but okay. So you can check the error. Somehow any error is coming. Let's see what is the error. Has thrown failed get login. There may be reason. Let's verify that reason. Return null value. Okay, okay. It is returning null because see, I have used this as void. Okay, so I need to return string. Okay, because we are using the string values. This is normal, that you can understand username and password. I hope you guys understand what is this. Okay, this is normal Java concept. We are using that, how this method will get, we are returning the data each time. Okay, let's run it again. Can check, space is not given, space is given. Okay, you can check here. First username and password, then user2 and password2. Let me use a line break here after each user, then it will be more clear. This user1 and password1, user2 and password2, user3. So this method is being called three times. Okay, so you don't need to declare it again and again. As many as well you have, this data provider will each set, it will provide one time. Okay, so this is the data provider annotation. Anybody has any question on this? Okay. Yeah, when you have values in Excel, then you can, first of all, you will get the data from Excel. Okay, and if you this is as per the requirement. Suppose the requirement is that, well, that those username and password are fixed, then you can use this array. Otherwise you will store that data in array list, and then you will be returning to this method. As of now I am returning in form of uh, array. You will be returning in form of array list. Okay, once you will go through and practice, then yeah, first of all you need to get data from Excel, then you will be storing that data into this method, this provide data method. Okay, and how will you store that? That there is a array list concept. Okay, you will store that data into array list add method, and then you will return this data to that this uh, this method get log. Okay. Okay, so this is the data provider notation. It's important, so you need to practice it. Now I'll go to priority. You can set the priority in each method. Okay. Yeah, yeah, sure. I use simple program, right? Run as, yeah. Yeah, yeah, of course. You just that I already told you this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Whatever whatever class you see, what, no need to, no, never do that you are going to convert to testng every time. Never do that, because maybe as of now, maybe tomorrow you'll understand, but in every project there is a settings in testng. If you will go and convert to testng, then all settings will be gone, and your new testng file will be created and project flow will be disrupted. So you don't need to do that. If you want to add your class, then you just come, just like this class is added, simple, you have to add another class. But this, you have to give your package name and the class name. Yeah, like that, like that only. Yeah, of course. This is yeah, don't think too much. That's a simple process, very simple process. Okay, I will remove them. If you think a lot, then that is the problem. Instead of thinking that, just try to do that. Yeah, I have added new package. This where, which package I have added? TestNG class 3. And if you want to include this TestNG class 3, class name is data prox. Just simple, I will do that. Copy and add new class, this package name testng class 3 dot the class name. It's simple, don't think too much. Even if you don't want to create in this test folder, you can create your own test folder, different test folder, and name each and every test folder differently. This is test, that was test, then this should be test 1 or test 2 or whatever you want to be, but not test. Okay, this simple. Just test engine is a concept you will never learn with the watching lectures. You just will learn by practicing it. Okay, so A simple process, nothing to. No, this test is the name for this particular test attribute, and every attribute has different name. Okay, tomorrow you will be running it from Maven, so you need to give the test profiling name separately. So that's why. Okay. See, every attribute has different name, just like this class has different name that you have added package name dot class name. This has different name. This I have added twice, which is not correct, but uh, you can see that. Okay, so every attribute will have different unique. Yeah, yeah. Name you have to give the name you have to give uniquely. Okay. Now I'll come to this priority example. I will create three methods. You can mute yourself if you have not any question. Void m1. I will create three methods. Somebody is unmuted. Okay. So these are m1, m3, and m2 method. Now I want to run all these method as a priority. So suppose at the rate test annotation, first of all those should be having at the rate test case at the rate test annotation to be considered as a test case. I want to run this method first, this method second, and this method as third position. Okay, so I will this one as third. So I will write here priority is equal to 3, and this one as a 2, then priority 2, and this one as a first priority is equal to 1. So this way I will give the priority, and here third pro. Okay, and here second priority and first, sorry, second priority, and this is first priority. Okay, I will run this. You can check whatever priority you will giving running in that order. First priority run first, second priority, and then third priority. Okay, they are not running in order, they are running in priority that I have given. Okay, now your question was if I want to add this, let me add this class over there in testng file. So testng class 3 is the, let me copy. Okay, and the class name is testng, package name is testng class 3. So I will give here testng class 3. Okay, and class name I will give this. Okay, I will give this after this because I want to run this first. Okay, and let's not close it because this is already closed. Okay, I will run this. So you can see total method run 6, but I have to count only my ones: first priority, second priority, third priority. So this was added first, so it run first and all the method run first. So if you want to include in different package of different classes, so you can do this way. No need to worry about that too much. Okay, anybody has any question on this priority? Okay, now I will tell you. Yeah, yeah. Priority you need to give only like this numbers. Okay, because if you string wise, what will you give? How will you decide string wise priority? Error wise, I don't understand. Before that, I give what? Before that, what you said, like this one, this one. You can give priority like here. So like this way, you will do this. There is no problem. You can give the multiple parameters. Okay. See, grouping is different thing. Don't confuse. I hope that you are confusing with the grouping concept. Okay, so see, as a this is something different. This is I am taking the data from other class. Okay, so this is not. This will never be prioritized. Still, if you want to do that, you have that syntax that I told. Okay, now I will use this. Okay, so I have these three methods, and any one of you I don't want to run, or any one only that I want to run. Okay, so in particular class there may be thousands of test methods, thousands of test cases. So if you want to run only five, only two, so suppose for in these three I want to exclude this m3 method from running. Okay, so what I can do, first of all I will come to this class. Okay, I will make that multi-line state, not this one, this priority. This is as of now single line closing, so it will not work for that, for including and excluding. I want to make this multi-line, then only it will work. Okay, because I have to include and exclude something to it. So in this class I have three methods in priority X. I want to exclude method M2. So first of all I will give like this methods. Okay, and inside that methods I will exclude that method name which I don't want to run. Exclude name is equal to, and don't want to run m2, so I will use this m2. Okay, this is simple. Okay, so now if I will run my this, I will comment this class. I don't want this in my picture. Okay, I told you if you want to add, then you can add it later. Okay, so I don't want to run this priority X class has this m3 method. I want to exclude this M3 method. Okay, this M3 method will be not running now because I have excluded. This is the syntax: add methods code and then exclude. Okay, right click and run as. See, total test run 2 passes 2. Okay, second priority and running prioritize wise. Okay, second priority and third priority running prioritize. Priority 1 I have excluded. Okay, so this is exclude mechanism. I will comment this. Suppose if I want to include only one method that I have to run, then there is include. If you want to add multiples, then you can add multiples as I want to run only M3 method. Okay, then now only M3 method will be running, because in this class I have added only one method, M3 first. Okay, this is printing first priority because only M3 method is running, M3 as first priority. Okay, it is printing first priority, so only M3 method is running. So in suppose I want to run M2 as well, so I will add now this way. I will add M2. Okay, so I will run this. Oh, sorry. Okay, now M2 has been added. This is include and exclude concept. Anybody has any question on this? Okay, now there is one more important point left: parameterization. How will I give the parameter, pass the parameter, the global variables to our project? Okay, so for that we have this parameter concept. I will copy this testng line and then explain you. See, this you can pass as particular test level. Okay, this you can pass at suite level as well, here as well. Okay, I am passing here. Okay, so this is simple syntax. You are passing the parameter and naming the parameter. Same name you will be using in the class to get this variable value, whatever you pass. Suppose I am passing here college to industry.com and closing the parameter. Okay, now I will go to this priority X. Okay, here I will create a method at the rate parameter. Suppose in this let me create another class for this, new class parameter example. Okay, and here I will do one thing, at the rate test and void get param, and first of all I need to give at the rate parameter. Okay, and what name we have passed there, URL. Okay, I will import this, import parameter .org .annotations, and here anything URL, any variable name you can give, but here you should have same variable name that you have passed this in testng. Okay, so here I will give this same. Okay, and you can print here URL. Okay, now first of all you have to include this class there, otherwise how it will running. Okay, so I will remove this one, or instead of removing I will copy this one and comment and sorry and give this class name there. Okay, so this I have given the class name, sorry, package name and parameter as class name. Okay, simple. That then only this class will be executing through this testng.html. Anything you are doing there, you have to perform here as well. Okay, but this will be throwing an error because you can see these methods and these all are uncommented. Okay, so instead of doing this, let doing in proper way. I will not be running this class, commenting this one, and instead of that I will be adding this simple one. I am commenting this one so that you can refer it later. Priority X. So go to the class name, parameter. Okay, and I will be passing here. Now let me run it. See, you can see it has printed, it has executed this class, this parameter, it has passed this variable, this parameters get this, and then you have copied to this URL and then it has printed it. This is simple. So if you want to run your website, then simple parameter you will pass and you need to don't need to change it again and again. So this is for today. Anybody has any question on this? uh, as of now you have launched all your script using this hard coded called hard driver.get and hard coded URL you have passed, and everywhere you are passing that. So in your code, suppose in hundred of methods you are using the same URL, and immediately somebody comes and asks that you have to change that URL, we have changed the domain name, you have to go to every method and change that. So instead of that, pass it from global variable, you will change at one place and will be changing everywhere. That's why we are doing this. Why see, this test is for that running these test cases through TestNG, that then only it will be considered as test case, and this is for taking the parameters. Suppose you want to get data from different method, then you can use here at the rate data provider as well. So everything is had its own working. You want to do it as separate for practice. If you want to do this, because without test at the rate test, this method will be not running. So how will you check that? Uh, that this kind of queries will be get answered in framework. We'll have only one place and then only we will be using that. Okay. You have that before test method, before test annotation. With that you will be using, because before running anything you have to get this. Okay. So this is one. Yeah. See, your framework is left, and I don't think anything else is left. Like actions class, you have said that not covered. I will talk it to Sumit and then see. Maybe two or three more sessions. SQL is not covered. Okay, so okay, then 3 or 4, maybe 4 to 5 sessions. No, no. Actually, page object model is covered. Last weekend we had a session. So whosoever, sorry, yeah, we weekend we had that session, and you some of, okay, then what, you pasted their page object model. Yeah, framework is not covered. That for sure. That is covered. Uh, Framework is a page object model is a concept. Framework is other thing. Framework is like you have to use their page object model, test ng, everything you have to just merge, like a separate entity. As a separate entity, page object model is covered. What you are expecting now, like that, we had covered that as a separate entity. Now we will merge it to framework. So page object model is not a framework, it's a design pattern. So you are saying like whatever you have gone through with the theoretical topic in the multiple platforms, those are only telling the, that is topic, that is design pattern, that is not a framework, that page object model. Okay. Well, page object model doesn't require any test ng session, any single test ng session. Still, I have covered a session before starting that page object model. Only at the rate test annotation was required. I had that discussion with Sumit, that you said that I am not able to understand. Don't frame your mind like we don't require any test ng topic to understand the page object model. That is totally separate entity that requires only class and objects understanding in Java, nothing other thing. So if you, yeah, yeah, even he covered like test ng he used, but still we don't need to use test ng for that. Otherwise I was not saying him to cover that topic. So no, this was okay. Now you see, brother, it's not like it is not going systematic way. Don't mind, but everything that we are planning in the same way in every batch, and people are getting through it. In this batch, that something was late because of you guys said that how many same question came to today as well. That's why we had that session on weekend, but that topic, it's total separate entity. Page object model doesn't require any understanding of the test engine. Okay, only at he used that just to make you understand that you are going to learn the test ng, something you need to understand. Otherwise we don't need any topic to that totally separate entity, that page object model. You just need to understand the XPath, CSS locators, and the locators techniques. Otherwise we don't need to require anything beyond that. So don't think that if you don't know test ng then you will not able to understand page model. Even even you don't need to have any understanding about Maven as well. Okay, not only test ng. That working of the thing you just need to understand. What he had covered only that he made a separate page class and returning that particular locator into different class. This is normal Java concept. This is not this doesn't require any test ng understanding. If I want to return some method variable to another class method, then this is normal Java concept. He just use by dot locator name Okay, so he just used that. Okay, so don't think that it was not going. We frame in our mind, then it comes to in problem situation. Still, if we have that framework part left, if you not understand, then you can ask at that time as well. I'm not saying I will not answer that until we, yeah. Okay. Jenkins is totally different topic. You don't need anything for that. Jenkins is a CI/CD pipeline. Even who are not the developers, who are not the testers, those people are release engineers. They are using the Jenkins. So if we say they have to, yeah, at that time you need to say, okay, maybe at that time you need to say with him that something is missing, or I will ask him. Uh, Say no, no, that is not in our agenda. Actually, we have also, that's why we have not included to this course, because it requires multiple laptops and for understanding, and otherwise you have to install the virtual machines. So that's why we have not planned that for that. Sorry.